Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. I'm back with Bob, and we are throwing down, so I made you play Void Admiral, and then you suggested that we play this today.
Indeed.
You have a love of 10mm robots.
I sure do.
And 10mm, it's your preferred scale. You like playing small, make the miniatures smaller instead of the table bigger so that you can have big, cool unit stuff.
Yep.
And I wasn't aware of this game, but it's funny. All of my Bobs, both you and my buddy Robert Nashdaw, had mentioned this game to me. And so as we had a gap basically in what we were working on, this was the perfect excuse for us to play something different. So we are playing Full Spectrum Dominance to get. And this is from Lazy Forger Studios.
The Lazy Forger, yeah.
The Lazy Forger. And it's like a two-person band doing all the miniature design. It's printable STLs and then all of the game design. And it's I want to say 10mm.
So
12?
That's the cool thing is
I guess you can scale it however you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but he does his miniatures in 6mm ideally.
Got it.
Like that's call it native.
Yeah. Old epic scale, 6mm.
But as you'll see, his stuff is just so good.
Because you scaled it up to 10.
I scale up to 10. I've printed some in 15 just for giggles. The only difference, I've said in other forums, I think 10 is the best because it's the right balance. You get a grand battle without losing the scale, without losing the quality of your models.
Yeah. And they're a bit easier to paint. It's not so tiny that there's almost no detail to paint.
But his stuff scales so well up to 15. The detail, even the detail on the buildings, I've had to pull out some of the detail, delete some things from it because I print all my terrain in PLA.
Right.
And it can't handle the detail, even when I scale it up to 10 mil.
So cool. Well, and what's cool about this, as we talk about like adjusting scales for things, the ability to do so is baked into the game because the game is measurement agnostic. So this is one of the interesting things, and this is something that kind of makes it stand out and be unique, is it has a use your own measuring system because you're probably going to change the scale to be what you want it to be. And so it's called measurement units. Distance units.
Or DU, you'll hear.
And so you've picked, it's a bit like Dead Zone, where Dead Zone uses the cube system of like 3-inch cubes. You've picked a 4-inch distance unit measurement system. So effectively, you're only ever measuring up to like 16 inches at a time in your measurement system. And you've taken some old, maybe for something to go really fast. So you've taken old red GW whippy sticks, cut them into a 12-inch section, and then
took the leftover,
to make a
14 to 18 to give me a 1 DU.
Yeah, it's a 1 DU measurement system. So this is really neat because the almost like the conceit of the game is, here's these cool miniatures. We made them for each faction. We have faction miniatures for all the unit cards that we've designed for this game. And then you've got 3 different sort of game sizes. You have a Blitz, which is the one we're playing today, which is a 40-point game.
Yep.
You've got is it Battle after that?
I think
it's
maybe
Battle.
That's what it's called. 60 point is kind of
the big game. And that's the standard game size.
That's like the standard size. And then they actually make dedicated scenarios for behemoths. So you could play like
the big game.
You could play like 100 points and play.
But there's like a land fortress on the table.
Exactly. Yeah. There's some big scary things on the table.
Yeah. It's their version of like a Titan showed up, and it's cool. But it's like the Titan isn't necessarily like a big walking robot. It's also things like these huge carriers. So like the Corpos that I'm playing today have this huge like gunship thing that's like a massive, it's like the Manta for the Tau. It's like this huge floating fortress basically.
Except it's really way more brutal.
Yeah, way more brutal. So we're going to be checking out a Blitz, like the sort of beginner size game. It's 40 points. The game does exist in a wave system though, where you have 30 points revealed and 10 points starts off board.
In the standard game, it's
50 and 10?
It's either 30 or 40 and then 10 and 10.
10 and 10, got it.
But all the scenarios are slightly different. So that's one of the really neat things. There are different scenarios. Some are asymmetric. Mm-hmm. They're well thought out. And I mean, I appreciate these scenarios. They aren't just afterthoughts. He really gave some thought to what are some realistic scenarios and didn't just make like, oh, we want an asymmetric scenario, so we're just going to do something that doesn't make sense in real life. Mm-hmm. He's thought about that and designed appropriate scenarios.
Like appropriate military actions, but that are asymmetrical. And then also you don't have just stand in circle, push button as your core like scoring mechanic. It's more mission driven, and there's a narrative to it. So like you were just talking about how in some of the missions there'll even be alterations where like if you need to download a data pack, in most games you can then just upload it like wirelessly, but there's mission scenarios sort of like special rules where sometimes you have to physically carry it off the board because you have a compromised communication system and you can't do that. So like little things like that can affect the gameplay where you're not able to just do what you want all the time and you have to like adapt for the scenario that's being played on the ground sort of at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the Corpos today and you're playing the tech. So you have like the sentient AI forces and I have the mad tech oligarchs who've got the best technology, but you know, they still have people inside those soldier suits. They're not just endoskeletons.
They're kind of morality-free soldiers.
Yeah. Let's just say they are private military contractors who do what they're paid to do. So we'll show you the table. We'll show you these two 40-point forces, and we'll get this underway. And here we are all set up for some full spectrum dominance, techs against corpos. And we have our two lovely armies. These are all completely painted up by Bob and printed from the STLs available from Lazy, wait, I'm gonna get it wrong.
Lazy Forge.
Lazy Forge, that's right, okay. And this right here is Bob's force for the game. This is 40 points. It is, I guess, like two little mechs, a big mech.
Yeah, so it's a Zero runner on the left, which is like a recon robot.
It's the Locust, basically.
It's like a Locust, yeah. And then two units of battle robots, which are your kind of workforce, you know, regular line units. A unit
Think of them like the Chappie bots, maybe. They're like a...
Yeah, because they're much tougher than
I was going to say, they're very like Elysium. They've had Neil Blomkampy sort of like infantry robot kind of look to them. And
then you've got heavy robots, which are somehow heavier and they carry light rail guns. Then you've got two Xeno. They're kind of like you're starting to get into proper robots now. They're the ones with machine guns, and they can jump.
And these are your big AIs.
And then these are the mechs that the AI will pilot.
Yeah, so it kind of like, it's like post-humans in Infinity, like it switches its consciousness into these various robots, and they have some automatic like automatonness, but for the most part, it's all being controlled by the central AI.
Yep. And then finally, we've got the big beastie, the Socrates.
The Socrates, yep.
With a cannon and what basically looks to me like a MRM-30 or MRM-40.
Giant missile launcher.
Just colossal, barrage rockets.
Yeah, and the design is actually really cool. It's very Titanfall-y, mixed with like some District 9, Neil Blomkamp sort of like design stuff. Now, on my side, this 40 points of the corporations, the corporates, we've got the conglomerates, sorry, is what it's called, right? Conglomerate, yeah. We got two flyers. So we have the Rapier gunship, which is that big boxy thing in the back. It's given me a Fifth Element almost vibes, Mobius, sort of like 80s heavy metal tech. And then the S-Stock air transport, which can carry two units of infantry. We've got two units of corporate infantry and a corporate AT squad, anti-tank squad with some big like rocket launchers. We got two Jan walkers, which are the kind of dog-looking walkers, the legged guys with no arms.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're very cool. The Tashi tanks, which have a very sort of like... they look more like mobile guns. You know what I mean? Like they don't look like mainline battle tanks. They're more like the Leopard, where it's more like a mobile gun. The gun is the tank, and the tank is the gun. And then that's basically it. But we do have some offsite support. We didn't talk about that for yours, but I have two satellite scans and a superior directive, and these are also part of your army list. They're almost like upgrades, and you spend activations on them to do things like for mine. I can choose a single opponent's unit and they become under the effect of the observe status for the rest of the game. So there's a satellite watching them. And then superior directive, basically the boss calls and I can unpin some of my units. So my guys are hiding.
You don't get out there.
He threatens to fire them. That's right. Yeah. He threatens their mortgages and they all decide they're going to get up out of the ground. And this is kind of a way of like having your awkward point values because they're all 1 point upgrades.
Well, not always, but frequently. Yeah, they're like 1, 2.
To fill in the last points.
There's some bigger scary things, but
and what do you got for yours? You got a satellite uplink?
For me, one of the things about the tech we like are AI pilots.
Right.
So I've got a just pilot AI who lets me perform an extra action and has a additional ability so that I can take advantage of that one extra.
Right.
It's a 3/4, a 3 or a 4, which you'll see what that means. I can gain command 4 for that turn.
Nice. Basically, the AI gets smarter for a turn. It learns from us. And it's all printed on these handy cards. All these reference cards. You can see here we have the corporate infantry. So you've got all of your actions and slots to put dice on for your activation. And if you want any more sort of like detailed this, watch the GMG review of the rulebook. You'll be able to see what all of this gobbledygook means, because this is the Let's Play portion of it. And then your support upgrades are also on their own cards. When you do your list building, you just basically print off your cards and make a deck for playing the actual game.
Yep. So I've got Ascension AI, which is a 3-point character that lets me react without requiring spending an AD, and it gives me reactive, so I can use 2 actions instead of 1.
And you can assign it to one of your robots.
And then, yeah, my pilots actually get assigned to my mechs. And then I've got a satellite uplink, which lets me re-roll 3 activation dice from the spent pile, which is huge.
Very
I suddenly
cool.
get 3 more dice once per game.
Yep.
And a software upgrade, which lets me, in turn, swap my pilots between mechs, whereas normally my special rule, I can only do that at the start of a turn.
Got it. So now we're set up for our 40-point game. What's this mission called? This is basically
Data
the core
dump.
mission, data dump. There's a central data repository here in the middle of the table, and then we've
That
each
I'm
got
demoing with my sneakily, yes, we've infiltrated.
That's right, and we've each got 2 data piles that we're gonna, like these caches that we're gonna put something down on that we have in our own half of the table. So starting the mission, our first thing is we make our army list after we read the scenario. Second portion is we have to place our objectives. So central objective is always in the middle. For your distance units, you've decided on 4-inch.
Yep. We're in 10 mil, so 6-7 is usually 3 inches to a DU. 15 would be like 6 inches. You'd be playing on a 6x4 table.
Right.
This is in between. I like 4 sounds right, so I went with 4.
So instead of doing 6x4, we're doing 3x4?
Yeah, I mean this.
So it should be 32 by.
It'd be
48.
32 by 48.
Yeah.
This is
36 by 48.
36.
So we're 2 extra inches on either side.
I'm just
so we'll
going to add
2 inches to our deployment
to the
zones,
deployment.
But the idea is that no matter what measurement you're doing, and the table then scales up and down and changes size.
It's so lovely.
So starting with the player with the lowest possible command, which mine's 1, because we're not as smart as an AI, we're just humans, and yours is 3. So I'm always gonna have the lowest possible command ability. And command is the thing that allows you to chain activate as well, additional units. I get to place down my first objective. It can't be within 2 distance units, so 8 inches of the central one or another one, and it can't be within 2 distance units of a table edge. So it's going to be 10 inches in this case, because of the way we did it. So there's my first data point right there.
Right.
You get to place yours.
I'm gonna put it here in the checkpoint.
A little checkpoint. Something got left behind.
Oh yeah.
My second one's going to go over here, next to this checkpoint. Because why not? So not 2 distance units over here, and it's less than that on this side as well. And I think we are down to your last one.
Yep, I'm going to put it in this building.
Heck yeah. And we're deployed. Now this terrain is actually also the printable terrain from
Lazy Forger.
Forger.
Yeah, this is the favelas, which, man.
They're very nice.
They are
very,
really
very
nice.
cool.
I printed all of this in PLA on my Ender 3.
And they still look fantastic.
And they look fantastic. I had to slice, I printed them in levels basically. So I did a little cutting and
pasting
and pasting. So I printed in like this big beastie here. I printed in 3 layers.
And you just scaled up to match the size of your infantry that you need to.
However,
these are just homemade, and then the trees are actually the new Gale Force 9 hex tech trees.
I printed this in resin, and maybe we can get a good picture of it later.
For sure.
Just to see the quality. The
detail
of this
level
is absolutely amazing. I prefer to print my terrain in PLA,
just for durability.
But I wanted to print at least one piece of terrain so that you could see what you get.
What you get with these railings and stuff like that.
When you print it in resin, it is amazing.
This is what I call that, Bob, is that you don't have small children anymore. Your children are old enough to know not to touch your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
No.
All of mine would have to be in PLA. All right, so you have your last objective down, and that means we are ready to do deployments. So deployment is the same thing. We go back to front doing units by units. Now, in this mission size, we actually only deploy 30 points worth of of our units at the beginning. And what you do is you flip and you put down, you basically take cards equal to 10 points and you're gonna flip them. So I'm gonna have this. Normally we wouldn't know what the other person would have. I'm gonna have these units off camera. And Bob, you can show the camera yours if you want. You'll have these units in reserve.
Let me get it.
There you go.
There we go. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here.
And they start face down and off table. So even though you guys, we know what we're playing with because we showed you, in a normal game you would actually have a little bit of fog of war and you wouldn't show that stuff off at the beginning. And I have to deploy my first unit. So I'm going to start off with my corporate infantry. And they need to be at least inside 2 distant units.
Do we want to entertain the additional modifiers to our scenario?
Maybe not for this one. We'll roll that in for the next one.
So one of the neat things with these scenarios is there are ways to modify it.
Yep.
So one of the options in this scenario is that you can't actually download them remotely.
That's right.
You have to take your data objectives
and walk off the board
and walk them back to your deployment.
It's too scary out there. So I'm gonna put my corporate infantry down. They'll be over here, securing these buildings. So they're inside 2 distance units plus 2 inches because of the game board size. So it's over to you to deploy one.
Okay. I am going to deploy a unit of good old battle robots.
Good old battle robots.
My workhorse.
They're terrifying. It's so funny. Whenever I think of these battle robots, because having seen like Elysium and like all those movies where you see what they're like, what's something that's just inhumanly strong is capable of doing, I actually always think of I think it's Star Trek Nemesis, where you see what the Data's actually a demon, where like Data like crawls on the ceiling and stuff like that, and you're like, oh right, he's just a demon. Like he's not. he's when he actually acts like the robot that he is, he's terrifying. Here's my rapier gun ship. It's going to deploy over here next to these infantry, ready to party down with its guns. Back to you.
We're going to do some flanking maneuvers here with the.
I don't like it.
Adorable little locusty Zero.
Mr. Daddy Longlegs?
Yeah, I'm good.
Faja Longlegs. Well, I'll see that and raise you as Jan Walker.
I think yours is a little tougher than mine.
It's probably a little bit tougher than yours, yes. It's funny when I say Jan, I think of the dude from, what was that? Silicon Valley TV show. Jan.
Oh, yeah.
Jan, who starts like all of the terrible businesses inside the house. He's my favorite.
These are not terrible busins ideas.
No, these are not. No, I'm sure this corporate conglomerate would never do that.
I would never do something so foolish.
All right, back to you.
I am going to place my heavy robots.
Hell yeah.
Over here. No, I'm going to put them back here for... Oh, no. They're infantry. And so one of the neat things with this game is the way cover works is infantry can benefit from cover simply by being in contact with it.
By being awesome.
They count as being in cover, right? Even though they are clearly, as the miniature would suggest, not.
Yeah. So I'm going. It's the abstraction of they're like hugging the terrain,
and it's cool. He does the abstraction just right. It's not.
It doesn't remove from the gameplay experience.
Right, exactly.
But it adds the convenience of things.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to put down my first Tashi tank, Tashi station, to get some power converters. He's going to go over here next to a tree and just be ready to party because he doesn't want anyone to shoot him in the back. Back to you.
I'm going to set up my Socrates.
Philosophies and hypotheses.
Socrates.
Can't define how we dropping these mockeries. I'm going to do that so many times this game. It's going to be terrible. I can't not hear the word
talk like Rossini sometimes.
Yeah. There's going to be so many references for so many people.
And my sentient AI is
attached to Socrates.
To the Socrates.
Got it. My other Tian tank is going to be over here on the flank. Ready to shoot you dead.
Last but not least,
they're my Tashi tanks, sorry. My Jan Walker.
I think I gotta do something here. Try to maybe sneak around,
flank over,
and jump behind you or punch you with a power fist.
Well, I also have robots, but mine's going to be in the middle. supporting his friends. Supporting his
inferior
friends.
robots.
That's true. My robot doesn't. My robot doesn't
They've got
think.
people. They got squishy.
My robot doesn't think he's a person. All right, so deployment is done. We're into the initiative roll for round 1. So we both roll a d6. It's an opposed roll, and we are going to see who has the initiative for the round.
And we add our
you add your
command value,
on the table.
For me is 3.
For me is 1 because we are nothing but mortals.
But I still rolled terrible. But you did too.
But so you add 1 plus 3 is 4. I get 2 plus 1 is 3, and you still win.
Still win.
So you have the initiative for round 1.
Excellent.
So that means that you get your. So now we roll our pool of command dice. Actually, we've done that before the initiative. No, it's after the initiative.
It's after. So in this case, it's always whatever the scenario determines. So in this case, it's 8 and there's a maximum of 10. So that means you can save dice from turn to turn. That is a lot of ones.
It was a lot of ones and twos. It was a lot of ones and twos.
Do you need lots of ones and twos?
So the cool thing is I don't have to keep all these. I'm going to keep some ones and twos.
We get to re-roll any number of these dice once.
I'm going to re-roll mostly my 2s because anything a 1 can do, a 1 and a 2 can do.
I like 6s and 1s.
I'm going to re-roll all of these. There we go. So I got a 6, and now these will go on our side over here. So I have a 6 I can spend. I have 3 4s, 3 1s, and a 2.
So that was a 2.
And these we'll use to activate, as you saw on the cards earlier, the various abilities that cost dice get activated by that value dice. A little bit like command boards in games like Saga. And you decide to roll those.
2 4s, which I will also take. Okay, so now we can decide if we want to place.
Pre-place.
So the advantage here is that when you react, you're not allowed to use any abilities that require dice if you didn't place dice.
That's it. So if you think something's going to get shot or attacked, you definitely want to keep your dice on it.
So for example, for me, I think you probably will try to snipe my Socrates because it's big and scary. So
definitely.
Assign to my light cannon, which is a scary gun.
I'm going to do the same thing to my rapier gunship because it's terrifying. So I'm going to assign a 4 to my slot for my heavy laser cannon. And then I'm also a little bit worried about one of my 2 tanks. This one over here, I'm slightly more worried about because I know that this guy is crazy fast. So I'm going to put one of my 2s, one of my 2s on that Tashi tank for energy shield, which means that I can react by burning that dice to increase my defense value.
And I'm going to pre-assign a 4 to my medium rail gun on my heavy robots, just to give me some reacty anti-tank shooting.
And a good rule of thumb is, and you can leave those dice on too, like round by round and not spend them if you don't spend them. A good rule of thumb is however many units you have on the table, have at least that many free dice that you can activate everybody if you want to. And I'm done. So now it's first activation for the turn, and you have the first one to go.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with... Do I want to do my sneaky move?
Do I want to fly? Do I want robots to fly?
I don't think I'm going to be able to do full sneak mode. So I'm going to activate my battle robots and just do the obvious
walk ahead.
We're going to double move up and
so that costs you a dice to activate them
and get there. So
which of your dice are you going to spend a 4?
Spend a 4. Here, let me move my dice.
Yeah, so you remember which are which.
Yeah, so I don't do my typical, grab
I've still got dice left. Yeah,
I have dice. Okay, so in this case, my move is 2DU.
Okay.
And I do not have fast. So that means when I do a second move...
And you get 2 actions in your budget. So you get to do 2 things with every unit.
So I'm going to move, and then you're allowed to move twice. It's the only action you can take twice. But my move is reduced by 1DU, so I can only move a total of 3. But 3 is plenty
to get you on that objective.
To get me over
and
here.
Touching the terrain, so now you also get cover.
So I can get some cover. And
so that was
finally,
2 free actions, which don't cost additional dice off the activation dice.
Yep.
Now, some of my infantry, for instance, have a free rifle action, which means they can make that just for the cost of an activation dice, which is handy. I think what I'm going to do, however, because now it's my activation, those guys are tapped, they can't activate again this turn, is I am going to spend a dice on my Jan Walker. I'm going to give it a 4 to activate. So I'm going to spend that 4 just to activate him. He gets to move And he will. He's going to move a grand total of 2 distance units. So he'll move over to here. And that way, at least, potentially, I can be contesting. I can't control, but I can contest this from you.
What is he? Is he a vehicle?
He's a walker. He's a mech.
He's a mech?
Yeah.
Okay, so he can
contest for free, but it costs me a dice to control.
Using an action, yeah.
That's right. And infantry can contest and control for free. So there's basically like a hierarchy of contesting and controlling objectives. You have to be within 1 distance unit. You have to, if you're infantry, you both contest and control. If you're a mech, you contest all the time, but you got to spend a dice to control. And then if you're a vehicle, you got to spend a dice to contest or control. So to get either one, basically. But if it was unsecured, you could just spend 1 dice and control it because you don't have to worry about contesting it then.
Right.
I'm going to put a 1 down now for that Jian's second action to use his cluster bombs.
Yeah.
They are Area 1 barrage. Yeah. So we have to look up what those keywords do. So what does Area 1 do? Area 1, I believe, is everything within
Area 1 is
1 distance unit.
Everything within 1 DU.
Yep.
So yes, you will hit all 3 of those.
And it's barrage, which I think affects cover.
And then barrage. Let's see, what does barrage do?
One would imagine
awesomeness.
One would imagine not good.
Weapons with the barrage ability can target an opponent unit that is not currently observed. So that's a key word for conglomerate. Even if not in direct line of sight, as long as it is within the range limits of the weapon. So you can basically shoot at
everybody all the time?
Anything you want all the time.
And then it also has IC.
Ignores cover, which is fabulous.
Which is exactly what we wanted. Okay. So now, because normally you guys have a 4+ save, yeah?
Which would increase to 6 because I'm infantry.
Because you're infantry and cover. So you're only getting a 4+ save, and each of these stands gets attacked individually. So the first stand in the center there, because of the area terrain thing, on a 4, gets missed. So now you roll your attack dice for each of these units, and I'm only 1d6.
No, 4 hits.
I didn't roll a 4, I rolled a 1.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I rolled a 1.
I didn't
the second one,
die.
that's okay. The second one, I hits on a 6. So now you have to defend against this with your defense roll.
Which is on a D8.
Yeah, so defense is what you roll to hit, and then your save, sorry, and it's 2d8 or it's 1d8?
So with these guys, it's 1d8.
There you go. So we have to beat my dice roll now on a d8.
So I need a 6 or better, and I did.
Rolled a 7, so that guy laughs. And then the last one, getting barraged, doesn't get hit either. So we didn't hit you, but we did our best.
But I am infantry, and I took a hit.
Yep,
so
you're now
pinned.
And that means you cannot control that objective.
Correct. It means I can't control an objective, and it means that the first action that I take, my next first action, has to be to clear that pin.
So you basically have 1 action next turn.
Yep.
That's my activation, so back to you.
That was well done.
So Jan Walker is now done. That burns that dice. And he's tapped, so he doesn't get to go again.
Let's do...
some murder death, some killy death.
Murder death kill.
MDKs, so many MDKs. I just hear Rob Schneider saying that every time I hear MDK in my head.
You know, let's move the heavy robots.
Heavy robots with the heavy robot guns?
One of my abilities here is called Disciplined. It's not something that I'm going to use early in the game, but what it does is I can activate without using an AD, but I can only take 1 action.
Okay.
In this case, I do want to use more than 1 action.
But what's cool is you can even save that until the end of the turn, just like light me up with rockets.
Right. If I really needed to, then I can still get to use my stuff. So we're going to move on 2DU. I'm going to scooch over to here to protect my objective.
And you want to be in touch, in contact with at least one of them.
Yep. I'm going to get in base, and then I'm going to fire... I am going to fire, I think, my medium railgun. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to eat the medium railgun?
But first I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to fire the medium railgun into the walker.
The Mechasaurus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is 6 DU range. I think I'm in range.
You're definitely in range.
And AP 2.
Okay, now I am touching terrain, so I get +1 to my defense. So my defense goes from a 4 to a 5.
Okay, and then I'm on a D8.
And it's a 3, so no dice. And the other one? Because 1 per stand, or is it 1 overall for the unit?
So in this case, this unit has 2 bases, but it has 2 different weapons. One is the heavy rifle, and it says per base.
Right. And the other one,
Whereas the medium railgun that I just fired is only a single.
they line up a single guy.
It's just one guy basically that they're supporting or helping
to do it. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so then
So I expended a die. I used my 4, and then all that's left is to
tap it out.
tap it out.
All right, so you've got 2 1s, a 2, and a 6 left. I've got 2 1s, a 4, and a 6 left. We're kind of seeing the same thing here. I'm going to. This will cost me a lot of dice to do, but I think I'm going to go with my other Jan Walker. I'm going to spend 1 to activate it. Sorry, 4 to 4 to activate it. And then 1 to cluster rockets again.
No.
And I'm just going to cluster rocket these guys in the middle again.
Yeah, why not?
Because they're great. Why wouldn't I?
Are you moving?
No.
Staying put?
I mean, I could move.
Well, because if you don't move, you could cluster rocket, and then you can still fire the minigun at.
That would cost me another dice, though, wouldn't it? They're not free. I have no free guns. I have
free.
0 free guns.
Okay.
Literally, the only free gun in the entire army is the corporate rifles.
Gotcha.
I'm not as efficient as you because I'm not a big brain AI. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to drop the rockets over here. So it's going to be a 4+ again. Same thing. Ignore cover. Doesn't need line of sight. It's indirect. I guess I could move if I want to. These guys don't need line of fire. So I can move over here and contest this thing. Not that you can get anything from it, but why wouldn't I? Oh yeah, but I'll touch this. Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry.
You could box me out.
So the way I work is I have to pivot, then I have to
and then
move,
straight 1
and then my second one is I pivot, and then I move straight 1 DU. I don't think I want to. I think I just want to stay there.
Yeah.
And then I drop my bombs. All right, so single D6 against each of these targets again because it's barrage.
Bam.
So I'll go left to right. First one on a 4 hits with a 5, so you get your D8 save. It's a D8 save. And a 7 will save it. Second one in the middle misses, and then the third one misses.
Oh.
These Jans not doing great. And then he's all done. So that's tapped out, and it's back to you.
See, you're stalling, which is what you should be doing, and not giving me an opportunity to sneak around. And
I don't want to get shot in the back. I know how fast you guys are.
I am going to
attack.
That rapier, man.
I know.
It's
no
really
joke.
scary that it's
no joke.
right there, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
It's also preloaded.
Yeah. So just
it's preloaded. It definitely, yeah.
You move out.
Go ahead and shoot
Bam.
me. Go ahead. It saves me a dice if you do it that way.
Okay, my Zero is going to move then, and that's the little scout
Your
over here.
locust, yep.
He is pretty good. Very likely to die, but you know what? I'm going to throw caution to the wind. He moves, or it moves 3 DU. So we're going to go 1.
One,
Going to go 2.
2,
Turn. And
3.
3, and then we're going to fire
Take some shots on my Tashi.
Tachi with
Aw.
his double heavy rifle, which is, in fact, a free action. So I'll discard my...
Oh, you have so many free actions.
I know. So I'll discard my 1 to
To take that
activate
activation,
him.
sure.
And then it's 2d8.
2d8s. I have an armor on Tashi tank.
2du, I am almost certain I am, in fact, within 2du.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's 2d. I am not the one that has the energy shield, so I don't get to react. But my defense is a 4+.
Okay. 5 and an 8.
A 5 and an 8. So both of those land. Does it have any special rules in that gun?
Sure does not.
Okay. So I have 3d8 as my save. Woo. So I get to roll 3 dice per hit, trying to roll first an 8 and then a 5. So for the 8, I get a 6, a 1, and a 1. So that one goes through. So roll a d6 and see what happens. Now, Tashi tanks have a damage track, and every time you roll a dice result, you have to apply it to the track. So if he rolls a 1 immediately, I just die. A 2 will damage my movement, a 3 will damage my second gun, so my S2, and a 5/6 damages my armor, which makes my armor 1 worse. My save goes down.
1. So it goes down to a Oh, I gotta
card's
look
my
that up. I can't remember if it goes down one die or if it goes down.
It's right here. It's a lower dice category for your armor save.
Okay,
Yeah. So roll me a dice. What'd you get?
3.
A 3 is gonna be my S2. My laser cannon is destroyed.
There you go.
So you apply that to tank, and then I gotta make my last save on a 5. So I fail. I get 2 more dice. I pass with an 8.
Okay.
So I stopped the second shot, but this guy's gun is blown off. All he has left is his light machine guns and his energy shield. He is effectively neutered. Okay, well, didn't appreciate that. But as you know, I am very, very good at making the best out of a bad situation. So I think what I'm going to do now is activate my infantry. And I'm going to give them, you know what? No, I'm going to spend a 1 and I'm going to satellite scan. So this is going to be an activation where I pop this card, choose a single opponent unit. That unit will be under the effect of the observed for the rest of the game and discard this card. I'm observing your Socrates.
Okay.
So that card's gone. I've spent my thing. That's your activation again.
Do we have a token? We should put a token on it.
Just flip it over.
Just so we don't forget.
A skull's a good thing for having seen you.
Yeah.
You've been identified. Back to you.
Okay, and
that counts as my activations because I've spent a die basically to call in the satellite from space.
Mm-hmm. My Socrates is going to activate. I am going to turn, and he's 2DU. So we're going to turn and
take a walk,
move, turn, and move up a little. Oh, I need to activate first. Let me use a die, and then I am going to fire at that walker.
Oh, at the Jian. Cool. Well, he has a 4+ save. He is not touching terrain, so it doesn't go up, and his save is 2d8s.
And I'm allowed to fire because mechs and vehicles are allowed to fire over infantry. If I was infantry, I couldn't shoot past my...
You block a size up, basically. So you can shoot over your pinned infantry, who are probably begging for him to come over here right now. In robot voices. Please, save us.
Save us, boss. Okay, so I'm going to expend the 5 that I had assigned to my Socrates to fire my light cannon.
Looks good.
That is a 1 to 3 DU range, so if I'm within 1 DU, I couldn't fire it.
Yep, it's got basically a minimum range, but you're definitely outside of that,
so we're good, and it is a 2d8, and it has AP2, which means you reduce the number of dice
to a minimum
you get to roll to save.
So I'm only rolling 1 dice to save this.
And I need 4, which I didn't roll. I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Hooray! I'm saved by your bad dice.
I shot wide.
And I can't react because he's already tapped out. So it's back to me.
Although something else could react.
Really?
Yeah, you could react.
Anything in line of fire?
Rapier can see and could react.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, well then I will. Do I react to your movement or your shooting?
Whatever you want.
Either one. So now that you're shooting, would I have to declare that before you shot or after you shot?
Oh no, you could have done it to me
at the movement, so even before, not just as a curiosity. So I will react then and burn that 4 off of my rapier to shoot you with a sweet laser cannon, heavy laser cannon. I shoot 2d10. You are also marked with the guided ability, and that's my faction ability. What does that do?
Yep. So that means that my defense is reduced by 2. So you need anything but a 1 to hit.
Oh my goodness. All right. So your defense is normally a 4+, becomes a 2+. So I'm rolling 2d10s looking for 2s.
I'm assuming there's some scary AP value.
It's AP2. Yeah.
It's I'm only going to roll 1d10 for my save.
It's DU AP2. So DU is, and guided shot as well.
So I think it's 2 to 4 distance unit range. Yep. So which is still...
So I'm not within 4, but I'm within... I'm not within my optimal range, so you're +1 defense. So you have 3.
And then the AP is going to reduce the number of dice.
And guided shot means I get this bonus for you being observed. It triggers off the guided
only
state.
Because I'm observed. Yep.
Yeah. DU is
no. That's what it's the 2 to 4 DU. It's just spaced funny.
Oh, I see. It's a not special roll. So just AP2.
Yep.
So looking for 3s on D10. 6 and a 3, so I barely do it, but I do land twice.
I only get to roll a D10.
All right.
Instead of 3.
So
normally this would be no sweat.
No sweat at all. So the first one?
So the 3 I
Blocks
save, and the 6, I do not.
Oh no! Glad you rolled in that order. So I get to roll a d6 now. See what kind of damage to you. So what's the damage track on this guy? On the
Is
Socrates?
dead on a 1.
Okay.
I lose my ability to jump on a 2 or 3. I lose my rocket pods on a 4 or 5, and I lose my cannon on a 6.
All right. Well, let's see what we get here on a d6. A 1.
Dead.
No, I blew his head off.
Boom.
So he is destroyed. But the AI jumps.
Yeah, so this is cool. So the AI, I can't reassign it now unless I use my software upgrade.
Yep.
But at the beginning of my turn, I can just reassign.
And give it to somebody else.
It just moves.
Yep. And that was a reaction, which means I am actually still activating next.
You sure are.
Or I could pass.
And I can remove him.
And he's destroyed. That's right. I don't think I'm going to pass, though. I think I am going to activate my infantry.
And so one of the fun things that you can do is you can pass.
And then activate again later.
At any point.
Yeah.
But if both of us pass, the turn ends.
The turn ends. That's right, yeah. I think I'm going to pass right now and make you activate, because that reaction was sufficient enough to make me want to see what's going to go next. And all you have left is this guy.
I've got my Zeno, yeah.
So if you want to do something, go for it. And my rapier is now activated because it reacted. I know, curses.
Curse you, Gad.
Curse my ability to roll 1s when it's not convenient. When I'm rolling to hit, it's not convenient for me. When I'm rolling to damage, though, it's great.
As someone who is prone to rolling 1s, I like that I can benefit from my rolling of 1s.
Occasionally, whatever the hex I'm living under is pays off for me.
Right. Like, this is great.
Whatever the ancient curse that I've been living under.
I am going to activate my Zeno.
Okay.
I'm going to place my 6 on the Power Fist.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
And preload this sucker, but not for this turn.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to move.
And so what dice did you activate it with? Activated it with the 2?
I'm going to activate it with the 2.
Okay.
And then all I'm going to do
is move.
So I'm going to just kind of
leapfrog forward and touch train.
And get up to here.
Ooh, all right. Well, I have to spend a dice to contest this, or you're going to... Oh, no, you're only going to contest because you don't have the dice to...
Correct. I don't have...
So you won't draw a victory point card on that one yet.
I do want to save a die. I mean, I could, but...
Well, I think
it's short-sighted. I'm just going to get shot.
That's fair enough. I'm going to spend my 6. I'm going to activate my corporate infantry. They're going to move. They move 2 to you. So they're going to step forward. They're going to take some cover, though, because of course they are. No one wants to die. And we'll go to there. And then...
You've got to be within 1 DU. I'll have to
move up a little bit further if I want to do that.
All three.
All three have to be there.
All 3 bases have to be within 1 DU of each other.
Of each other. Yeah,
not totally within.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So then we do contest this one still. And we're going to use our free action to shoot some rifles into this AT squad. Because why not?
Yeah.
Give them the guns. Give them the boots. Medium style. It's a 1d6 shot per base. But I'm going to be outside of... not my maximum range, but I'll be outside of optimal range with all of them. So your your defensive 4+ becomes a 5+ for all of these. So first stand over here on a 5.
You can roll 3 of them, right? Because they're all at the same range.
Oh, I guess, yeah, I could. Yeah, so just 2 more.
3.
So 1 hit.
And then my heavy robots are saving on D10s.
Oh, so beat a 5.
Need 5. And I got an 8.
You sure did. It bounces off.
Cool.
I did not shoot you in the appropriate robotic bit. And that's my final activation.
I did take a shot, though, and therefore
they are pinned. This is true. Let's get a pin marker. Which means 1 less action next turn. And I believe that ends the round. So we go to round 2.
So no one's controlling the central.
No, because they're pinned, and I only contest.
And neither of us control our opponent's objectives.
That's it. So
next
then we
will be more high adventure.
Yeah, more ability to draw a victory point card. So it goes to round 2. All right, so we are untapping to mark that all these are activated. Now our reinforcements arrive on round 3, and we both have a dice down. So it goes our command dice first, then our initiative roll.
Nope, other way.
Or sorry, initiative roll and then our command dice. That's right.
Yep.
And once again, you have +3 and I have +1.
No, I don't. You blew it up.
Oh, I blew it up. Sorry, what's your highest?
My command is 2 on my heavy robots.
Well, mine's only 1, so I rolled a 7, and then you rolled an 8. Heavy robots have assumed control. And when the AI takes them over later on, they'll be back to 3. So then we do our command dice. Now you have how many in your hand? Because we normally roll 8. You have 1 on the board, and so do I.
So, yep. So we can still roll 8 because our maximum is 10.
That's right. So when you save
we only
dice,
can roll up to 8.
That's right. There's only ever 10 dice in play, basically, at once. So I don't need this many 2s and 3s, I don't think. So I'm going to roll 2 of these, but I'm going to keep these ones. I like my 1s.
Like 4s and 6s, and if I want to jump with the Zeno for a awesome turn, I need a 1 or a 2.
So I'm keeping 3 1s, 2 4s, and a 6. I'm going to re-roll these and get a 5 and another 1.
This all looks good. I'm going to
keep it. Yeah, I got a nice hot roll. So I ended up with 4 1s, 2 4s, a 5, and a 6 for my command pool this turn.
And I've got a boatload. I've got 2 3s, 2 4s, 3 5s, and that critical 2 that I'm going to put on my Zeno so I can do some jumpy, power fisty, smashy.
Sounds good to me.
Which is exactly what we're going to do. I have the initiative.
You have the initiative, so you're on top of 2, and you get to activate the first unit.
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to...
We're at 0-0 victory points right now because nobody's managed to secure any of these data clusters.
I'm going to scooch around my sentient AI.
Yep. That happens before you activate, actually. Yep.
Yep. As the kind of last thing we do before we actually go. So I'm going to scooch.
Oh, did you want to assign any dice at the start of the turn? Because I'm going to assign a 4 to my
I assigned the 2 to my Zeno. So
I'm putting a 4 on my rapier gunship again. I'm going to put a 1 on the damaged Tashi tank. So it's got an energy shield. And I'll keep the rest where they are.
I think I don't need... Yeah, I really don't think I need to do anything.
Sounds good.
You blew up my socket.
I did.
That's the huge... It has 4 different things that it can use that for.
Yeah.
And one of the rocket pods needs a 1 and a 2.
All I'm saying is whatever the bad sun that I was born under that makes you roll once is come in handy now for only this game so far.
Okay, well, I am going to activate the Zeno. This is going to be a big dice activation. So I'm going to activate him. I'm going to do, for my first action, I'm going to jump, which lets me ignore terrain and move 4DU.
Oh.
So I'm going to jump and punch you in the rear.
So now your facing can change during the jump?
Yep.
Okay.
So I can land.
You can basically go over and then spin around and go back in.
Yep.
Yeah. So effectively what's happening there is you're making a move, a turning face, and then jumping into the back like that. Got it.
And then for my final, I'm going to use my 6 on him for a power fist.
Power fist? All right. Well, my Tachi tank's going to use his energy shield because of course he is to get +2 defense. So I burn off that as a reaction, and he'll be activated now.
But he has +2 defense.
He has +2 defense. It's lost if pinned or when activated.
So after...
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that means I am going to get to attack. So the Power Fist is 2d10 contact AP2. So that means I have to be in base contact. And AP2 means I'll reduce the number of dice you get to roll.
My normal 3d8 would turn into 1d8.
And we ignore cover bonuses and vehicle side, so use the lower dice type because I'm punching you in the rear arm.
All right, there you go. So it's going to be d6s instead. So roll your attack dice.
So
looking for 4s, 5s, 6s.
And like,
no! 4 to 2.
Oh,
you punched me in like the sandbags that were like strapped to the back, and he somehow doesn't die, or the energy shield bounces him off.
Maybe, yeah.
Yikes!
Maybe it it conveniently shields the the exhaust and stuff where you're
well, he's stuck there, so you might punch him later on, but he is at least alive.
Yeah, now I'm vulnerable though.
Oh.
Okay.
Indeed. So that's them done. It's over to me. I think I'm just going to go with my Jan Walker again. And I sure do like pinning you, but I don't think I'm going to do it right now.
Well, it's not going to do anything because I'm still pinned.
Because you're still pinned from last time. That's right. So I think what I do instead is I activate this other Jan Walker. And I'll spend a 1 to activate him. I'll spend a... Ooh, do I do it that way? No, because I'm not close enough. I don't have 3 actions. So what I need to do here is I need to take a walk with a 1. And that will at least bring me into range. So I can go touch these woods.
Oh, how cute.
And then I'm going to spend another 4 to fire my LMG into your face. And that's going to be 3d6. What's your armor on that guy?
Heavy robots are defense 4.
Heavy robots are defense 4, so 4 is the hit. I don't even get a single 4. Well done.
Oh no, it would have been more because I'm in cover. Well, one of them's in cover.
One of them's in cover, yeah. So, but I guess you could shoot the one that's not in cover, but it only would kill him. Got it. Well, that didn't do anything. So over to you, sir. That guy's activated.
Well, that's 2 of our light walkers not doing.
Yep, didn't do anything at all.
Diddly.
Nope. Your turn.
Okay. What is the armor on Jan Walker?
Jan Walker is 4+, saved 2d8.
2d8.
Yeah. Right now he'll be on a +1.
No, I'm thinking the one that's in front of my robots and.
Yep. Oh, this one over here that's in the open. Yes.
I'm going to actually activate my regular battle robots.
Okay. And they will spend an action to drop their pins.
They're going to, drop their pin and then blast away with rifles, which are d6 per base.
Okay.
So I have 3 bases.
They sure
means I get. Sorry.
Many d6s. Oh, no, I've stolen all the d6s. That's why.
Sorry. My bad. And I got 2 hits.
4 and a 5. Yeah, well, so I'm not in cover. So 4s will hit.
So 4 hits. So a 4 and a 5.
And I have 2d8 for my saves. So I'm just rolling a d8 for each of these. So try to beat the 4 first. See if I can. I do with the 7s.
Oh,
and then can I beat the 5? No, double 1s. I take a damage. Roll me a d6. See what happens. 1, 2, I'm dead. 3, 4, it's my movement. 5, 6. That was a 4, so my movement's damaged. So I lose a DU in movement now.
Okay.
You shot him directly in the leg.
I mean, that's a good place to aim, right? Like if you're going to shoot something, you shoot at the leg.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to spend a 1 on him to activate, and another 1 to fire his cluster rockets at you. Because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. I mean,
so he moves.
Makes sense.
Because I'd like to also be in cover, and then now I shoot.
Well, you could not move though and claim the objective.
Yeah, I've got other guys who can do that later on. They'll be fine. I'd rather kill you and keep you from contesting it as well. I need this barrage to go off and cause a hit. So it doesn't matter. I can just roll 3 of these, can't I? And then you defend against them individually. So it's hits all of the units. It's all on 4+. You don't get cover. I get 2 6s. So you're pinned. Yep. So I'll put a pin marker on them.
I got it. So pinned.
And then you got to save against 6s with your D8 save. So the first D8. 7 cancels it, and the second one 5. So one of them gets blown up.
Yep.
And they're infantry, so they don't have a damage track. So there's no damage roll. They just get taken off.
You just lose 1.
All right. Great success. Back to you.
All I have are... Oh, no, I've got the Zero.
You do have the Zero.
Sneaky
hanging on the side over there. Yeah. Sneaky little guy's hanging out on the side, ready to flank my tank.
Oh, yeah. No. We're going to be extra sneaky. And we...
So you're spending a dice to activate.
Yep.
And then...
Turn.
Okay.
And...
So moving once.
Once.
Yep. Turning. Okay, I'm gonna spend a dice off my rapier gunship, and I'm gonna react off that move action.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And I'm gonna shoot my heavy laser cannon at you. Now it's not guided anymore because I didn't guide you, but I do want to make you dead. So my heavy laser cannon is 2 to 4. So my inside 4. I probably am. Yeah, it's 3, and then 1 more. And I'm flying, and that's it. AP2, 2d10. What is the defense on that guy?
5.
5, so front arc. I got a 7 and a 2, so one hit with a 7.
One hit with a 7 and it's AP2, so I only get 1, but I do get a D8. So I need
you could beat this.
You need a 7 or 8.
Better.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on, buddy. No. All right, and then what is your damage track?
Is 1 to 3 is dead, 4, 5 move, 6 pin.
Okay, let's see if I roll low. No, 4, 5.
4, 5, so move. He'll only move.
One less damage.
He'll only move 2 in the future.
But if you ever stack a dice in the same location, remember,
it blows up.
It blows up as well, yeah. So you can't take a double damage to the same location. But you get to do your second action now, as I've now interrupted.
Sure do.
The
So now I'm
rapier
going
is
to fire my double heavy rifle
activated.
at your infantry and make them pay.
Yep. Oh, you sure are. That's a free action.
You are in cover, so I'm only hitting on
4s go to 5s.
So go to 6s because they're infantry.
Oh, 6, that's right. You get +2.
So
6s.
that's a 3.
And
that's a 3. I did not hit you, so I didn't do the one thing I wanted to do.
Which was to pin me. I know.
All I wanted was to pin you.
That would have been great. Well, they're going to go with a 5. And they're going to make a move action because we need to go take this objective. And they're all going to go snuggle up over here. And then they're going to start blasting, as they are wont to do, with their rifles. And they're going to shoot that little mech that just shot at them because they like him the least. I think one of them's not within 2. Yeah, so one's going to be out of range, the other 2 are going to be in range.
Well, the one's in range. It just gets +1 defense.
That's right. I just have to roll his dice separately is what it's going to be.
Yep.
So 2, and what's your defense rating?
5.
So 2 on 5s.
Nice and quick.
I got 1 with a 6, and then the last one's going to be on a 6. Yeah, it lands. So 2 saves.
6s. I need for my adorable little
And you do get your 2d8.
I get 2d8.
I don't have any AP. That's right. It's just a rifle.
And I need 6s. So yes.
And
no.
All right. So another damage. All right. So if I roll a 4 or a 5, this is going to stack.
So anything but a 6 will blow me up.
Anything but a 6. Can I do it? I got a 1. Okay. So I managed to shoot the cockpit.
Blow up.
And he's destroyed. And I've got 1 command dice remaining here. It's your activation.
All right. I need to blow something up. Jeez.
I need to kill somebody. I can't be here not killing.
I know.
All I have unactivated though is a Tashi tank. So this Tashi tank over here in the flank is the only
all
one
I've got are my heavy robots. So let's see. How close am I? I am.
Oh, you are there.
1 DU for one of them.
You sure are.
So I'll activate them and is that? Yeah, that's probably good. No, I'll think about it later when I'll get rid of the 3. So I'll activate them, clear the pin.
Yep, first action's clear the pin.
I'm going to fire their heavy rifle.
Hell yeah. Right into the...
a free action, it's D8 and 2DU.
Oh my gosh.
How many? It's only, what, a 2D8?
2d8 save, yeah.
I'm going to do this because when you're within 1 DU, you automatically get AP1.
Oh, nice. That's perfect, yeah.
So,
danger
and
close.
that's all I need because you only have 2 dice anyway.
Yep.
So one of my attack dice with my heavy rifles, which are on a D8, is going to be AP1.
Okay, so
the gray one
will be AP1?
is AP1.
So it's on a 5 because I'm touching cover, and I get +1.
And
so
I got...
On the AP1 one even.
The AP, yep.
Perfect. So the 6 is what I have to beat here. So I get 1d8 save. 6
on,
plus.
don't.
Nope, doesn't. So what's the damage track? Damage track for the Janwalker is 1 to 2 is dead, 3 to 4 movement, 5, 6 my weapon.
Got a 3.
Got a 3. My movement is now damaged on that one as well.
Man. We're all going to crumble.
Right in the legs.
If I can keep stuff alive.
I know. Not having any free attacks is such a pain. I think what I need to do is spend a dice on can I reload an activated unit? Can I put a dice down on a model that's activated to save it for next turn?
At the end of the turn.
At the end of the turn. So I'll just pass.
Okay. I have nothing else to do, so
You can satellite uplink, you can software upgrade.
Pass.
All right, that's the turn.
Okay, so now we have to do our
dice assignment, and we also have to draw a victory point thing. So I'm going to own this one.
You sure will.
Because they're pinned. These guys can contest and control. He can contest.
Yep.
Are you sure? Oh, that's right, because they can't contest or control when they're pinned, right? So Or is it just they can't control?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a great question. So victory cards.
At the end, unit is in...
If he gets in contact with an objective and no unpinned bases, the objective's controlled. There you go.
Okay, so there's the answer. Okay, so you control that, which means you draw a victory card. Now, victory cards are
currency.
They are hidden.
That's right.
Because every victory card except one has a ability that when you use it, you score fewer victory points,
but you get that.
But you get a bonus.
That's right. So this is the one I've drawn for the turn. So I get to put it over here.
The other cool thing is they range in value. So
at random,
I could have 2 cards, and Ash might have one, but he might have the one that's worth 5 victory points. In which case, I think I'm doing great, but I'm not.
So that's the end of round 2. I'm going to play some dice. I'm going to put the 6 that I have left onto my Rapier Gunship's laser cannon because we've determined that that thing's great.
Yeah, I'm going to do,
my favorite.
Just because I have them, I'm going to put the 4 from my Power Fist, and I'm going to put the 5 here on my medium railgun from my heavy robots.
Why not?
And that's it.
All right, so that's the end
now,
of So this is the turn that reinforcements get here. So I think we reveal our cards immediately, so we untap everybody again.
That's a good question. Let's see. It says initiative, reinforcements draw, and then activation.
And then
so we're going to roll initiative first.
All right, so initiative, you get your +3.
No, I get my +2 from my heavy robots.
So 7 to my 5, so you still win.
We haven't really used, I mean, that's something we could consider.
And chain activate? Well, we're going to use it in a second because my reinforcements are going to use it.
Right, it's harder, especially on a blitz mission.
Yeah, to have the command abilities show up.
Because there isn't a whole lot on the battlefield.
So I have my S-Talk air transport, and they put them on the card that arrives. A corporate infantry squad and an AT squad that all arrive this turn.
And I have a pilot AI, another unit of battle robots, and a additional Zeno.
So now when they arrive, they move on from the board edge, yeah?
You, let's see if it says it on our quick start, but I believe...
Reinforcements players add reinforcement cards if they have any to the rest of the units in reserve.
Yeah, and then when you... oh, yeah, it is. It's in alternating activation section, is deploy a unit that is in reserve, activating with 1 less action, and they deploy within 2DU.
They can't deploy within 2DU from an opponent.
And just move on, basically, from the to the battlefield. So let's see. Oh, and I got my Zeno. I need to put that
on a card.
On a card, and then I also need to distribute my AI.
Now I have 2 save dice. You have 2 save dice. We do our command roll now, right? Because it's reinforcements then command roll.
Yep. I'm going to allocate my pilot AI to my Zeno.
To your reserve one, yep.
So I've got pilots on both my Zenos.
Perfect.
And
now let's see what our commanders say. I got a pretty good spread again, so I'm just going to keep this. I'm happy with that. I got 2 1s, 2 2s, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. Which means I got the whole lunchbox.
All right, let's see what I get. Ooh, I got 6s. I like 6s.
You sure do? You got 2 6s, 2 4s, a 5, 2 2s, and a 1.
Yeah, I'm
and everything but 3s.
That is really good. I'm going to keep it.
A legit roll.
That is, yeah, that's a proper roll.
So
good
we've got. I got a full. What is it? A straight here, basically.
And I did get initiative, right?
You did get initiative, yeah. As is tradition, the robots still have the upper hand. So you get to activate your first model. This guy's dead, isn't he? I killed him with my.
Oh yes, we didn't remove him from the battlefield.
He's removed from the battlefield now. So now it is your first activation, and you can assign a dice. I got some pretty jacked up walkers and tanks, though. All their movements are blown up, and my tank doesn't have a gun.
Yeah. I want to activate the infantry, but all that's going to happen is they're just going to get shot. So it's like a balance here because you want to activate them because
you want to unpin them.
But because they're fragile, they're going to get pinned.
And I'm going to keep repinning them over and
they're just going to keep getting repinned.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Which is where your one card is awesome, where you can unpin everything that's pinned. Okay, so I really want to make that silly Tachi die.
The Tachi die? Yeah, that tracks.
But I also want to control that objective.
Also good.
So what I'm going to do is activate it.
Okay.
And
So this guy's activating with the
so
dice.
he's going to activate. So we're going to use that.
Spend a 2.
And then I'm going to move to get myself within 1 DU.
Oh, I can use the 1DU thing right here.
Yep.
So now you fly. You can move through my units because you fly.
So
Are you using your jump ability?
yeah, it is tricky. I think I'm going to have to. So I'm going to have to jump.
Okay. Because otherwise you got to like
that's
pivot,
good-
go line that, get in the goal line that way if you wanted to do anything.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to jump. And then all I want to do is just be within 1 DU
This thing.
of the objective.
And then, well, you want to be in contact.
And-
It says you want to be in contact. If a unit is in contact with an objective and no unpinned opponent is within 1 DU from it, then it's
Oh,
controlled.
contact. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yes, I will do that, and I will have to forego anything cool like shooting.
Yeah. So basically, you would like jump over here, spin, and then jump back so you can see me.
Yep. Only because I want
To control it,
to control it.
that tracks. So you've got cover and you've got the objective at this point. I'm not currently pinned, but I'll have to spend my actions to contest if I want to keep you from having it. All right, then. I think that's what we're going to wait on for a second. Because I don't like these robots. I don't like them at all. I'm going to spend a 2 to activate my Jan Walker. It's just going to make its move. Its legs are broke, so it only moves 1 now. But it's going to move directly onto this objective and cover. Like meow.
Are you going to spend an action to control?
No, I'm going to spend my second action and a 1 to dump rockets on you again.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to live. So what's your armor? 4+? Because I ignore
4+.
cover. Yeah, because I still ignore cover.
Yep.
There's no minimum range on it. And it's going to hit both models. I hit once with a 4.
Nuts.
So you're pinned again. This is the important thing.
Yep.
And then you get to shoot me back.
Oh.
You have to make a save still on a D8.
No. I was thinking I could react with my...
Sure could. At the end of the move even.
At the end of the move, I
Yep.
could react with my heavy rifles.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's actually what I will do.
Okay. Does that get rid of your pinned?
So yeah, I would fire in the move before you even shot.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be pinned yet.
Although you could do the same. You could shoot
Yeah.
and then move.
Oh, I could shoot that move. That's right. Oh, I could do that in yours. Yeah, that's what
So
I
either
was
way,
doing.
this will stand, but I
Yeah.
can at least fire, and that way I don't get your point blank range.
No, I think I'll move and then shoot. I'll move and then shoot. I'll do what I did because I just want to see how it resolves.
Yeah, but I was going to say I'm changing what I'm doing, so
I think
might
go
as
ahead and
well
shoot
do
me.
the-
Shoot me in
the same
between
thing.
and then make your save afterwards if I
Okay, well, I am going to fire because I'm at point blank range, and
Because I think I would do it this way anyway, because then you unpin because you reacted,
I
right?
guess the
and then you would
danger-
pin again after I hit you, right?
right. Well, and the danger would be, but I can't react because
Because you're pinned?
no, never mind.
Okay.
No, because I get pinned at the same exact time. That's the
'cause
way
if it would
the
go in
reaction
between-
works.
yeah.
Is we
Well, it's all
both
simultaneous
it's simultaneous, so I don't gain the pin
until after.
until after I fired her at the
yeah.
same time. So.
All right, so go ahead and shoot me.
So, so I am going to use a die, and then I'm going to fire the heavy rifles because they get +1 AP at this point blank range
So wait, is this after my activation or is this in your reaction?
in the reaction to you moving.
And you're spending the dice off your card because you had it preloaded.
No, I'm not actually going to spend the medium railgun, but I'm
Okay.
going to use because I get free actions unlike you.
Oh, but this taps you, right?
Yes, it
So,
will.
and you have to spend a
Yeah,
dice
and I
to
did.
do it.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire my heavy rifles, which are 1 per base. They are nope. wrong
Short
die.
range, so you're hitting me on 3s instead of 4s.
I'm on D8s, and I'm AP1, and I rolled garbage. 2 and a 1.
All right. So then that doesn't hit me because my save was still.
What?
It was -1 for the short range, +1 for being in cover with the objective.
Nothing.
And now you got to make your save because my barrage has gone off and hit you once on a 4.
Sure did. And I roll on a
D8.
D10.
D10. Oh my God.
Yeah,
All right.
the heavies
Save,
are on D10.
save that thing. What'd you roll?
7.
7, you're fine.
Okay, that was very convoluted. Hopefully everyone followed along.
But he's now done. And the important thing is the thing's contested for now. It's back to you.
Okay. I think I still got to do it. I'm going to activate the Zeno here, the one that's not on the table.
Yep.
And I am... So his pilot AI, he can actually perform an extra action, so I can do 3 things this turn.
Sure can.
Which is pretty awesome.
So you arrive for 1 less
So
AP.
I'm going to arrive.
And you arrive in your deployment zone.
Right, so I'm going to arrive, so that's 1. And then I can move. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Okay.
I'm going to put a 2 here and a 6 here. I'm going to jump and then power fist you because I got my 3. Why not?
Go for it. Yeah, why not? So you arrive,
a lot.
move,
I've tried this before and it failed miserably, but you know what? By golly, we're going to
Did you have the movement to get into my rear again? Because how far is your jump?
The jump is 4 DU.
Yeah, so you could arrive 2, jump 3, and then back 4, and then you're in my rear.
Do I want to put... No, I don't, because I don't...
Because then I could shoot you in the rear.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. I'm already injured, so you might just kill me.
Yeah, I might be able to break you open.
All right, cover doesn't count here because it's contact.
Right, and I got
so hit on 4s.
2d10.
Do you get the close range bonus for being in melee?
Well, I would normally, but it already has AP2,
Got it.
and it doesn't stack. It's one or the other.
I meant for my defense. The point blank -1 to hit. Like, increase my roll to hit.
Don't think so.
Okay, then go for it.
A 1 and a 5.
So the 5 will hit.
5 will barely hit.
I normally have 2d8s to save. I'm going to have 1d8 because you're AP. I got to beat a 5. 50-50. 8, I'm good.
Nuts.
I lived.
I did not get...
I live, I laugh, I love. And I can't...
Oh, you know what we forgot?
What?
When you take damage on a vehicle, they get pinned.
So who is pinned by that then? This guy would have been pinned? Oh no, you didn't even hit me.
No, I didn't. That's the problem. Is I didn't really hit you many times.
And you missed me completely over here as well.
I missed you completely over there.
He got hit.
He got
he took an
pinned
injury,
last turn, yeah.
and then he would also be pinned.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Or, yeah,
he did, but not him. I haven't done anything. He's the only one because he took
he got pinned round 1 and then would have gotten unpinned round 2.
Yep. No, I think we're all good. I think I've failed miserably. So, and you've blown up my stuff.
He would still be pinned because he hasn't activated again since you ran into him with that mech for sure. Because he hasn't gone again at all. So there's no way that he could have dropped an action. Okay, so then it's back to me. And that would have also affected like your big mech.
But they've all blown up. Yeah.
No, I mean this guy over here that I had blown up with him later.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's a thing I need to figure out. And I'm going to start by... I guess activating my S-Talk transport. And it's going to arrive, to almost no one's surprise, here. I'm going to spend a 2 to do this. Then it's going to move 4 distance units. Like so. And then as a free action, it's going... Sorry, it only has 1 action this turn.
Yeah, so it only has that 1 action.
So it can only move this turn.
Yep.
But it does have command 1, which will allow me to activate a unit inside it.
No, because they can't get out. Normally, if they were out...
Oh, only it can take that action. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, then I'm good. He's just down.
That's a clear, open space on the battlefield.
Yep. Back to you.
This does not look good for Homestar Runner.
And actually, now that I think about it, if I wanted to do it that way, I could actually, to angle him, I could angle him over here. I could then move him 1, pivot,
yeah,
2, 3, and then pivot slightly, and then 4, and not be quite so exposed with my front armor.
Yeah.
This guy's already activated.
Yep. Well, all I have are my battle robots that are not on the table and battle robots that are. So I'm going to activate these battle robots, unpin and fire and hope for a kill.
Tracks.
That's all I can do, I think. So we've got D6s. I still get 2, and I think it's still a better deal to shoot because I get AP1 within 1 DU. And I got 2 3s, which are not going to do anything.
Which you're not going to hit. I need 4s.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Not good.
And they've activated now, but they are in contact with the objective.
Yep.
I'm contesting it at least, so no one's going to get that one this turn. I need to figure out how to do that then. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a point on... I'm going to spend 3 on this tank. He is going to activate for his first action to contest. So now he can contest this objective.
Okay.
And then he's going to load up his... Oh, I can't use the laser cannon because you're inside 2.
Yeah.
So you can't, there's a minimum range, so I can't fire that one. But I can fire my light machine gun. I think it's worth it though.
Yeah, I got a 2d10 save.
I think what I actually do is...
What
I could do is I can shoot them. Can I see infantry over other infantry?
You, as a tank, can, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's what I do. So it has a 4 range, so I think I'm in long range, so you're going to get bonus defense here. So yeah, I'll shoot them instead. Yep. Just sitting still. So that's going to be 2d10, and then AP2. You're not guided right now, so just shooting 2d10s at you. But you're going to get your defense up.
Yep. So it'll be +3 because it's at range and in cover.
So I'm just going to shoot this.
I'm in cover because you're shooting.
Because I'm shooting across them. So you'll all be in cover. So that's going to be +3. So
it'll be 7.
7s on d10s. That sounds good to me. So big long shot from over here. A 10 will do it, and a 9. So 2 saves.
I can save those, but
because you have D10 saves.
Not very well.
9s and 10s.
Single D10 save. I'm just going to roll them both because...
It's a 1 in a million shot, boss.
All right. Oh, no, it does matter. So the 9. Yeah!
Passed. And then the 10.
Yeah!
No way! Oh, my God.
I got a good die roll.
That was amazing.
Finally.
I can't believe you blocked that. That was huge.
And I'm already pinned.
You're already pinned, so he's activated.
Okay, well, all I have left now, after that, you guys are amazing!
That was tremendous.
Is a unit of robots. And I think... I think I need to do... Oh, man. We're in rough shape here.
It's not great. It's not what you want.
No, we're not in good shape. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring these guys on. And then...
So they're deployed, then they can still make 1 action.
And then, we're going to move our way. Work our way up to try to
be around
and engage things next turn.
All right, I'm going to spend a 1 on satellite scan, and I'm going to observe this fellow over here.
Okay.
Because he's threatening my tank, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
He's now scanned. Yep, and it's back to you.
I am going to use my satellite uplink.
Okay.
Which lets me roll 3 dice.
That costs you a dice, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, it does.
But you have to have a dice left.
No, I don't have a die left.
Yeah, you're basically trading 1 dice for 3 dice
so,
when you do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am going... No, you're right. I totally
pass?
forgot. I'm going to pass because that's all I can do.
All right. I'm going to spend a 4 then on my rapier gunship. the 6 that I did off the board. I'm going to shoot this guy with guided because you got all that cover. So normally your save would be +1, but you're also -2 from the guide, and that means that you're -1 overall. So what's the save?
I'm at the -1. I am a 3.
All right, so it's 2d10. Looking for 3s. 6 and a 1.
So the 6, and you're sufficiently AP.
I'm 82.
So
yep.
I need a 6 on a D10. Come on.
Do it. Do it.
50-50.
Be fine.
You can do
fine.
it. No.
Oh, and then what does it do to him? What's his track?
He's 1-2 dead, 3-4 loses his jump, 5-6 loses some move.
All right. And he's pinned. I got a 5.
Okay, so he loses some move.
And he's also pinned because he's been damaged. And that was my first action. My second action, I get to move. I'm going to flippity fly, pivot, move, pivot, and sit like this. And then I'm done. Back to you.
All right. I still got to pass.
All right, I have 1 action left. I'm just going to activate my infantry with a 5. And they're going to shoot first into your infantry, because of course they will. One's at long range, the other 2 look like no, actually they're both in long range, looks like. So this will be +1 to your save, right? Yeah, +1 to your save. So what's your defense? 4s?
It is 4s.
So 4s become 5s. I got a 4, 5, 6, so 2 hits.
Wow. And, sorry, which ones?
Into these guys.
Into these, the new ones.
Yeah, the new ones.
The fresh ones.
The ones are only D8s instead of D10s.
Yeah.
So just 2 saves, beating a 5 and beating a 6.
5.
Nope. 6. No!
Wow.
I dropped 2 stands. And then their second action.
Not expecting an actual fight as they entered the battlefield.
Second action, they're just going to walk back a little bit so that they can touch that objective. Back to you. I think you're passing again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just me. And I don't have the dice to do what I want to do. But I really needed to. And nothing's free here, unfortunately. I can't get what I need to get done. And that GN Walker, no, because I can't activate and do it at the same time. So I think that's it. I think we just don't score anything this round because you're contesting this and I'm contesting this.
Yep.
This guy can't control anything. He's now pinned.
We're contesting
You're
over
contesting
here.
over here. Yep. So no scoring in round 3. We're going to top 4. Final turn of the game. I'm giving my rapier gunship the 6 that's on my board still.
I have nothing left, so
top of 4.
we go to initiative.
We go to initiative. Let's see who's going first. You get your +2. I got my +1, so you get to go first again.
Sweet.
The AI remains in charge.
Indeed.
And it's command rolls now because our reinforcements are on table. I got 8 dice. I'm pretty happy with that again. I didn't get any 1s though. Oh, I need some 1s. I'm going to reroll 2 of these 4s to try and get 1s. Because I need some 1s.
And 6s, those are good.
I'll keep the 4s.
4. And
Come on, give me some 1s. Oh, nothing but 4s. I actually need 1s and 2s quite a bit to activate some of my defenses.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take that.
Not bad, not bad. All right, you have the first activation in the final turn of the game.
Okay, I am going to activate my Zeno
Okay.
over here. His pilot AI, so he's the one who gets to do 3 actions instead of 2.
Correct.
His pilot, so this is going to be a big one. His pilot is going to use, so first I'm going to activate.
Yep.
His pilot's going to use his thing, which gives him command 4 for the turn.
Yep.
So now I have command 4, I'll be activating these.
Yeah, it'll be chain activating.
And then I am going to jump. Oh no, I'm already in base contact. I don't need to. I am just going to
Punch first, then jump.
punch first. And
that costs you dice.
oh, and I don't even have to, I could just shoot with the light minigun just for giggles.
Do that too, yep.
So I'm going to punch because I want to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah.
So
that Genwalker has a defense of 4+.
and I'm going to be rolling 2d10. You better. This is the third time I've tried this, and it should have worked by now.
A 6 will do it.
It didn't do great.
The 6 does it. Is it AP?
Not by much. It is. Yeah,
Okay, so I only get 1 D8 instead of 2 D8, but I got to beat a 6 here. I do with an 8.
Yep. See.
Now minigun me.
No, I'm gonna minigun you. Watch. It'll be like horses.
It'll be the miniguns will do it. Yeah,
Warhammer
exactly.
Fantasy.
Exactly. It'll be cavalry attacks.
Give me a break.
Do all the kills.
No, at least that's they.
You need a 4. You got a 4.
I got a 4.
4 will do it. So it's 2
It's
D8s.
AP1
Oh, okay. So it's not.
because it's close range.
No, you got me.
See?
So I am 1 to 2 dead, 3 to 4 dead because it's going to be my double.
Dead machine guns.
Just machine gun in his
It
face.
is. This is exactly what it is.
Then
It's
that
like,
was a free action, but that was your second action.
And okay, so now
Does your power AI give you a third action?
it did. That was and I didn't, did I? I will control.
Okay.
So now I'm going to activate the.
Well, that's your home base one though, so you can't control that one.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I have nothing else to do anyway.
Yep. So you might as well. Yeah.
Right.
Unless you want to
Nothing else
move.
do. Oh, I guess I could jump. Can I jump 4 and get within?
They're more cool.
Yeah, I could. I can jump to get there.
Yeah, for sure. You won't be able to control it, but you'll contest it.
I can. Yeah. Oh, but that's still not going to do anything for me, is it? Yeah, that's all right. The game will definitely end. So.
You can jump to here
And do a
to
little
contest that one.
contesting. What does that look like? Yeah, I could just jump up on top of the vat.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I need to spend a 1 or 2, which I can do. And we're going to fly over here. And
I mean, you just need to be within 1, right? So like you could just be in cover on this side even and still contest it.
I could go
I
right
can't
here.
see you. Yeah. You're facing the way you move though, right?
Yeah,
Jumping forward.
so it's kind of like that.
Got it.
And then the heavy robots are going to
'Cause this is
unpin,
chain of command. Yep. So first action's unpin.
and then I'm going to try to do some shooting. I guess I don't change their face,
No, they were there.
but it doesn't matter because I can still shoot.
Shoot the infantry.
So my heavy robots are going to fire their heavy rifles.
Okay. And what's the range on those?
So the range is 2.
So you'll be inside long, but not inside.
Yep. So
Short.
you're going to get +3.
So I'll be on 6s. 6 to hit. A
got
7 will do
1.
it. And they only have a D6 save. Would you roll a 7?
Oh, so you can't roll a
I can't
7,
even
so you
save it,
automatically die.
I'll just lose a guy.
You just lose a unit and
they become pinned.
And then finally, the lone unit here, they are going to. I don't know. What are they going to do?
I don't know.
I don't think they can really do much. If I move. Oh, no, I can see. I can see your infantry there. I'm just going to shoot at your infantry.
Cool.
So why not? That's what I got.
Why not?
So there's that. And
They
then,
unpinned and shot. Does that make them done? Get 2 actions?
yeah, that'll be it for them. So I'm going to shoot.
So is it my turn?
No, because I haven't shot with them yet.
Oh, because both those guys get activated by your command.
Yeah, because
Right,
I've command
right.
4. Which is pretty cool.
So they unpin as well because they were pinned from.
Yep.
getting
So
shot
they
with
will
them.
unpin, and then I am going to fire my. I only have 1 base, so I might as well use the light rail gun. So that's a 6. I'll fire the light rail gun, which is 60 range AP2, but it's only a D6. So
So who do they want to shoot at?
I'm going to fire at the
Big space truck? Obviously. It does not get any cover because, it's a vehicle, so it's going to get +1 touching the building.
No, because it's flying.
Oh, flying is
So it's not
no,
gonna get
no
any
bonuses.
cover from anything.
Then it's just going to be on a 5 defense.
All right, I need a 5. Come on.
6.
No,
No, it's a 4. Okay. And now it's my activation.
Yep.
And you've just chain activated 3 units.
Yep.
So I think you've only got this guy left.
So I've got just that one Zeno left.
So I'm gonna pop my gunship then. And he is going to do his heavy laser cannon that he preloaded into this guy.
Oh no, I've got my Zeno and I've got the battle.
Yeah, that's where the battle is. Well, we're gonna try and blow this guy up. So I got my 2d10. You're guided still, so +1, -2. So on 3s. Let's see who can finish him off. 2 4s.
No, because I get +1.
Yeah, -2 because you're guided.
Oh, guided, right?
Yeah.
Guided.
Yeah.
Because
So
I'm
it's still gonna
permanently guided for the.
That's right.
So you barely hit.
Yeah, I barely hit, but you still get your D8 saves or D10
And they're
saves.
both on the result is a 5 -1. Right, you rolled a 4, -1 for cover,
and then +2 for guided.
+2 for guided. So they're both. I need to save on 5s.
And you save on 4s. Does my dice roll change or does your defense change? Your defense changes, not my dice roll. You still have to beat the 4s.
Oh yeah,
right? Because your defense is normally a 4. It goes down to it goes down to a 2, and then back up to a 3. No, takes damage.
So
A 1 and a 4.
roll damage. A 1, 2, 5, or 6 will blow me up.
1, 2, 5, or 6. Nope, got a 4.
Hey, all right.
still
So
alive.
I can't jump anymore.
Okay. So that was a 2 to activate you. I pulled off the board. I still have a second action. I'm going to fire my light machine gun.
Why not?
Because why not? And I'm going to fire it into these little guys. That costs me another 4. And it's ×2. Does that mean I fire it twice?
Yeah.
LMG ×2?
Yep.
So it's 66?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to fire it into them. Oh, they've already activated. I'll fire it into them first.
They're the only unit, the only infantry that haven't activated.
Yeah, we'll fire into them first. It's in range. Your save becomes 6s?
Yes.
Okay. Might as well. 6s.
Yeah.
Gotcha once.
All right. And I need
A D8. Beat a 6. He does. And then we'll do it again. Didn't hit you.
okay.
And that means he's done.
Critically unpinned.
Yep. But you're done. And then they get to activate and drop their pins. Or you could pass. If you pass, can you keep activating?
I can, but if you passed, that would end in.
Also, he's still alive, unfortunately. For
Right.
me.
So I need to do something that Tachi hasn't activated.
Nope. It has not.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder, do I... So it's a useful conversation here,
Yep.
right? I spent to control, but became pinned. Do I no longer control?
Yes.
So now I have to spend another action then to control.
Yeah. If you activated him, you could just drop your pin.
All
and
I could do
control
is
again.
drop the pin and control
Yeah.
and hope that you don't hit me.
That's right.
Ooh. And then over here, I can do the same. Okay, I think that answers the question then. Is I activate here, remove the pin, and blaze away and hope that I can
Kill my infantry.
kill the infantry.
Before
So
they
I'm going to
activate?
fire at that single infantry stand there.
Go for it.
I have 2 dice on D6s.
I'm at 6s to hit because I'm in cover. Or 5, 6 because I'm in cover.
So yeah.
No, 4s, 5, 6s. 6s. to hit.
Sixes, yep.
Yeah. Are you -1 for being in short range? Not that it mattered. You rolled a 1 and a 2.
Nope, didn't matter.
And so they don't get pinned. Well, they're still pinned, but they don't get killed.
Yes, because no, I think pinning is only if they get hit.
Yeah, because they didn't get hit at all. That's what I mean.
I didn't even hit them.
But I was already pinned from before because you shot me with these guys.
Okay.
So then I'm going to spend a 2 on my transport, and I'm going to disembark. Now, when you disembark, are you placed within a unit? Like a distance unit?
That is an excellent question, and I will tell you here in a second.
Okay. Either way, the anti-tank squad's coming out with the first action. It's free. And then I'm going to do it again for my infantry squad.
Yay, useful,
Hang it
searchable.
over here. I assume it's within a distance unit because otherwise
I think it's one
the bases are huge. And it wouldn't work otherwise.
I don't like to assume things, especially when I don't know what I'm talking about.
This is also true.
And I don't know what I'm talking about in a lot of cases.
That's fair.
1 DU of the transport.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So they'll be over there. And then I'm going to use its command 1. And do I spend additional dice to do this?
Sure do not.
So it just gets to do it?
It gets to activate without spending an additional die.
Oh, cool. Okay, well then I'm going to activate my infantry AT squad to shoot him in the back.
Jerk.
But it costs me a 5 to use my rocket launchers to do that.
What's the command? Can it it can only activate one of the
One of the two.
squads,
Yeah, just one of the two. But they're going to move
Okay.
first.
So we're gonna hop out and then
Well, I've already hopped out,
Yep,
but
you
I'm just
already
going
hopped
to
out. So
move
now
to
you're
be in
gonna
cover and
move
be in your back.
and shoot.
And
me in the bomb.
it's only one, it's not per stand, it's just one rocket launcher shot.
Correct. Single shot.
But it's a D8, it's AP1, and it's ignore cover.
Nice.
So what is your normal? It's a 4+?
It is a 4+.
I'm within 1 unit, so does that mean you're -1?
No, but because you're shooting at me from behind,
You get
my
one,
dice
your dice goes down.
to a
That's
D6.
right.
So if you roll a 7 or an 8,
I rolled an 8.
I can't save.
No, because you go from a D8
And
to a
I
D6.
automatically blow up because currently
There's
I've
no space
already,
to put the dice.
I've already taken each of the other two.
Everything
so no matter
except for
what
block,
you roll, I blow up.
I roll a 3 this time.
So that would blow up my jump jets.
Because it would
twice.
double on your jump jets.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And so he's destroyed. All right, well, that objective is now secured.
Very nice.
And that was my activation. It's
and I
back
couldn't
to
react because if I had reacted, I wouldn't have been able to use
Secure the
I
objective?
wouldn't have been able to secure because I
You just had to
had
hope I
one
missed.
pin.
Yeah, you had to
I had
hope
to
I
hope that you
missed.
missed.
And it's the last turn of the game, so there's no point otherwise. All right,
Yep.
back to you, sir.
That was my only other unit.
All right, so then that's it.
So I have to pass.
All right, you have to pass. So it's just me for the remainder of the game. I'm going to spend a 4 on this infantry squad, and we're just going to go stand over here and secure this objective.
Yep.
And shoot your infantry squad in the back,
Yep.
because why wouldn't we? I think at least one will be inside too, but the other ones won't. So free shots with my rifles. I'm just going to say that your cover is what, making you a 6?
Yeah.
Or a 6 for range. So the one that's in range on a 5, and the other one's on 6s. All right, 2 hits, a 5 and a 6.
And I'm on D.
D8s. There's no arcs for you,
There's
right?
no arcs for infantry.
So it's just D8s. So the first one, 6 will do it, and the second one on a 5.
Yeah,
does it.
look at
But they
that.
are pinned.
They
is
are
the
pinned
important
now,
thing.
which is the important. Yep.
And then I think it just comes down to, because you're passing again,
Yep.
it just comes down to these infantry. They will unpin as their first action. And then this one stand will take a shot at them.
Yep.
Not that it matters, but we might be able to kill somebody on a 6. Nope. And then I get to go 2 more times. And I guess what we do is we activate this tank on a 5. And it unpins, and then a 5 will let it shoot its light machine gun, which is all it has left because its gun was blown off. And it's
What? I mean, you might be able to clear off.
clear these
that
guys, maybe.
Yep.
Yep.
Why not?
And that will be
So the other thing that I guess we didn't say at the beginning of the game is that for every 5 victory points you lose,
you score
for every 5 points
You
of
kill.
units you lose a victory point.
Got it.
Which will put me in negative
put you in
because I haven't drawn
negatives,
any cards.
So I get my light MG. It's 3d6 shots. He's in the open, so it's just on 4s. 5s though, because I'm in long range.
Okay.
2 hits, a 5 and a 6, and that last stand of robots.
Okay. Gray needs the 6.
Okay.
Nope. Neither.
Down he goes. And that's all my activations. So I'm going to get to draw a victory point card for this one and
Correct.
the central one this round.
No, because my
oh, your robot.
my Zeno-
I should have shot him in the back with the LMG. That's what I should have done. That's okay. So this
you
will be
don't-
contested.
You can't see him.
Oh, no. Oh, then I can't see him. So then I'll just get this one over here.
So you'll get one for here.
and that'll be it. I don't control my own, right?
And yeah, that's it. So
it.
just the one. So
Just
you
the one
drew
more.
2 cards this game.
And I drew this one. Oh, no. It's my final card.
What was it? Was it
It was
the 5?
the 5, yeah. So at the end of the game, I'm going to score 8 VPs, but I did lose some units. I lost
You
a
lost
3-point
one?
Jan marker. Oh, no, that's it. That's all I lost, eh? Yeah,
So that's it. And then I lost a whole bunch and didn't score any. So
you'd be at negative.
crushing.
Yeah, a fairly crushing defeat. But a negative, because I did the big robot who's how many points? And
He's
2 of
8.
the little robots. So 8 plus, I think it's 3 and plus 7.
The Syria, let's see. All the things.
Just to do the math, we'll figure it out.
All the things you blew up with mine. So 3 for the robots, 3 for the Zero. So 6, 14. And the Sentient AI doesn't count. So 19. 19.
So -3. So you'd be -3 overall from your losses at the end of the game. And that's it. There it is. Our first game of Corpos versus AIs. All right. So there it is. A look at full spectrum dominance. The Corpos against the tech. Man, this is your whole thing. This is your.
I love this.
Isn't it? You were so happy the entire time.
Yeah.
Even freezing to death in the depths of winter in my warehouse in the soundstage. Bob just didn't stop smiling the entire time. Yeah, train looks great. The gameplay is fun where you have that same push pull, kind of like in Warhammer AOS Spearhead, of either spending the cards reactively to get the bonus with less VPs. So like, for instance, if you were not taking a lot of casualties, you might want to use the cards for whatever their strategic bonus is and get less VPs because you're not going to have the attrition on your card scoring. I managed to just keep you on your side of the board and having that aerial, I scored 5 VPs just because I basically kept my aerial drop of troops at the end of the game off the table.
But I mean,
flew them over there.
That's part of the strategy, right? That's what they do.
Yeah, after you abandon it, basically going and captured it. And then I got really lucky that one tank held the left flank the entire game.
The whole game
against 2 robots. and my big
so sad.
My big gunship was just like, are you having a problem? Like he just kept calling in cap. Yeah. The combat air support basically had to show up and blow things up out of the sky. Yeah, what a game.
I was disappointed fun. My power fist didn't.
You just couldn't land.
I could not land.
You couldn't punch a tank.
Hit 3 times.
Like the AI being like, why can't I punch these tanks? Yeah. I'm supposed to be able to just pull these things to pieces.
I was hoping that was really going to come through. But
you did break the one walker's legs by the end of the game, which was fun.
Finally.
So these were both your forces. I'm going to paint up my own force for some future games. We'll probably move into the larger game along with the variations in the scenario so that we can play with the telemetry thing where you can't upload your VPs, so you have to be able to take them off the board to score at the end of the game.
I really love these scenarios. I was saying that before.
Well, it means you can play the same scenario over and over again and not have it feel the same because the variations change up sort of like the way that it's played, which is a clever way of writing. You don't have to write a lot of scenarios that way because the internal balance of the scenario changes while you're playing it.
Yep.
And when we play with a larger game, I think you get the choice. You can keep up to 20 in reserve, but like minimum 10 stays in reserve.
Some of them will tell you
that'll vary
what it'll do. I think the baseline, like the first mission, I think it's 30 and then 10 more every turn.
Right. And what's interesting about that is you don't get tabled almost ever, right? Because you always have this rolling wave of it doesn't suffer from that Warhammer 40K thing of I took so many casualties to my total army at the beginning of the game that now the game's lopsided. Yeah. Is you can only hurt so much of each other by the first 2 turns, and then a wave of stuff shows up.
The alpha striking is much less significant in this game.
Mm-hmm. And your attrition by the end of turn 2 is such that your dice pool then becomes relevant to bring in the rest of the reserves turns 3 and 4. So yeah, I really liked it. So thanks for bringing it in for us to check out.
You betcha.
And thanks for you guys for watching. We'll see you for more full spectrum dominance and other indie games in the future. It's on Ash.